Welcome everyone to the Conversation Club number 9. The agenda for today, we do a short introduction first. And then we are going to do an exercise with the TOEFL iBT speaking practice test. We are going to talk about some questions and then I'm going to do an announcement.
My name is Daniela, but everybody calls me Dani.
My name is Valentina.
My name is Juan David.
My name is Laura Mejía Castaño.
Hi, I'm Austin.
My name is Manuela Mejía.
Hello, my name is Juan Diego.
My name is Sofia. So the TOEFL iBT test is an exam, an international English exam for us to certificate our knowledge of the language. So it goes from 1 to 150, and it has 5 components like speaking, writing, just 4. Speaking, writing, reading, and listening. So here we are doing an exercise, so like some questions that you can expect in the TOEFL iBT. I don't know if you want to present the TOEFL one day. No? Any of
Yeah,
them?
of course. I would like to say that this is really important for everyone who is seeking for scholarship, both in Europe and United States. TOEFL is one of the most important kind of these exams, but there are others that are available like IELTS or APTIS. Well, there is a lot, but yeah, I have plans to take this test because I want to make my master in another country. I don't know what country, but
Everywhere else.
yeah. So yeah, it is important for me.
So for today, we are going to do an exercise. So we have some questions, TOEFL iBT questions. So if you want to participate, it is okay. If you don't, it is okay also. So we have 15 seconds to prepare the answer and then 45 seconds to respond. So here I have some images if you have a notebook or something. So the idea is just to write keywords about your ideas or anything you want to say, and then you can organize your thoughts and answer.
Some believe that computers have improved our lives, while others think that computers have caused a variety of problems. Which do you prefer? Please give your opinion and include specific examples and details.
Okay, start talking now.
Okay, I prefer that obviously computers are so like have some utilities for us because, for example, I love to connect with people of other countries or study some topics that I can't study here in Colombia. So because if you want to study, for example, in Spain, you can go. In my case, I can go to Spain to study. But I love computers. I think that are so. Oh my God.
Well, I think you spoke very clearly, and your English was understandable, obviously. I honestly wouldn't have too much of a critique as far as like pronunciation or cadence or anything like that. It seemed very good.
But not
5.
5, okay.
All right, so it says, some people prefer to work in the office. Others would like to take the work to home. That is worded very oddly. Which do you prefer and explain why?
Okay.
Yes. So in a perfect world, my answer would be that I would like to have like an hybrid model. To have some days at home, to have some days working in the office. But if I had to choose just one, I would say that I prefer to work in the office, because I don't like this last year with this pandemic stuff that you had that I had to work at home. I don't know. At the beginning, it was good, but then I don't know. It was like a routine that I didn't like too much. So yeah, in conclusion, I prefer to work in the office.
Okay, excellent.
Mhm.
Yes, Dean?
Like usual, Juan, your English is very good. I would focus on like spacing words just a little bit more. Like with when you said a hybrid model, it sounded like one word a little bit. So uh, just focus on that a little bit. I mean, it was still totally understandable, but that would be pretty much my only critique.
Okay, thank you, Austin.
Of course.
Okay.
Describe, describe how that you believe is the most useful to you. Describe your okay, well, I think one of the most useful books that I read in the last years is Dune by Frank Herbert. I think that is a really interesting public book and have many interesting things about where the society works. Other books that I think is interesting in this sense is Foundation of Isaac Asimov. I think that is a book that describes very well how the society works in a context of science fiction. In a books of no books of about academic books, I think that the book of the Neotropics fauna of La Venta is the most useful books in my work because describe
Hey, stop.
the
Stop. Time
okay.
is up. Okay.
I've actually never read Dune. I really should because I've heard really good things about it. Um, yeah, I'd say kind of the same, but still very good. Obviously, I understood what you were talking about. The one thing I would say would be pronunciation again. Like when you said foundation, um, it's odd in English because it shouldn't make that noise. If you look at the letters that foundation is made of TION, um, and you kind of said it like foundation because that is what it looks like, but yeah, it's more of a shun noise, like an SHON noise, which is really weird. None of the uh, rules in English make any sense, but yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Yeah, that really enunciate those individual sections of the word. But other than that, I'll have to read Dune.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, it says to be a leader or a follower, which do you prefer? Please give your opinion with specific examples and details.
Okay, you can start, Manu.
Okay. In my case, I would rather to be a leader. I think I'm more like into that. Why? Because I think to be a leader, it takes time. It takes time. It takes knowledge, and also it takes empathy. So if you're a leader, you have to like take your group not as a chief, but as a person who wants to all the people to grow in the same level and even like be better than they were before. So I think to be a leader is a really like a good thing for me, but you have to prepare yourself, like not to be a chief because or a boss because a boss just
Stop.
like give you orders and that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great.
It's pretty hard to critique, to be honest. You spoke very well. You got your ideas across very effectively. Like, I wasn't really sitting there like, well, what did she mean by that? Or you know, that word doesn't make sense in that context. It was all very succinct and to the point, which is obviously what you're trying to do. So that was perfect. I was gonna say maybe try and not pause and say but as you can see, I'm doing that right now. So I can't really say that that's not something you should do because we do it all the time. So good job. I think that was very well.
Okay, perfect. Tell me
Yes.
a number.
4. Please.
So it says, describe the characteristics of a good teacher. Please state with specific examples and details.
Okay, you can start now.
Okay. I think that in my case, I have three sisters which are teachers. So I know from experience how they should be. And I think they should motivate their students to wants to learn. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, they have to make you really want to learn, and they have to be passionate about it. And they also have to be really patient, because it's really hard for some people to understand some topics, and they need to make you feel like you can do it.
Well, I want to say good catch on at the beginning there, when you said I have 3 sisters, and you said with teachers at first, but you changed it to which teachers, which are teachers. Sorry, which is correct. So definitely good catch on that. And other than that, I mean, maybe some varied vocabulary, but that will just come over time. I mean, no one expects you to be able to rattle off the entire dictionary. So overall, very good job. And like I said, nice catch, because it's easy to hear a mistake or not hear a mistake and just keep rolling with it like no one will notice. But the fact that you did notice and corrected it means that you have a pretty good grasp of the language. So good job.
Thank you.
Some questions for today. The first one, what do you think about the global military actions of the USA?
I think that the military actions or all country in all country is really bad, because the many times, like Latin America in the Cold War, we have many interventions in many countries that United States approve dictators that has the same ideology to the United States and approve United States. And I think they produced many deaths, many oppression, many tortures to intervenir in other countries, have produced many problems. But I think that the United States is the only country that produces these problems, like Russia, like China, that make similar things in other countries. But in a few situations, is better that the ONU or any international organization make a change in a country, but it's a thing of the all countries. It's a I think that should be decision of all countries, no only one country.
Well, I understand the point of view or they too, but I think that we maybe think about it that way because we don't have that power. Like, okay, it's bad when the United States send people to war for people from other countries, but they also do good stuff, and you can search for other good things that they do, like with money for medicine or for hungry, for starving people or all that stuff. But you always have to see in the news the bad things. Like for example, what is happening here. You only hear about bad things. So if you hear about them or about the military people there or all that stuff, you always have to hear bad things. And I don't think that's the only way you have to see it.
Well, I, for the most part, am not really a big fan of my country's actions overseas. Um, I will say Daniela brings up a good point that there are some good things that have been done from the U.S. military overseas. The example that comes to mind right off the bat is the tsunami in Indonesia, Southeast Asia in 2004. I remember them sending 2 aircraft carrier strike groups over there with supplies and helicopters to go save people and things like that. And that is amazing. That's I mean, I'm glad to see, those big ships and big fleets being used for that. But on the other hand, the amount of lives that my country has taken in other countries' soil, not our own borders, is hard to stomach. It's hard to believe when you really look at those numbers. Taking just specifically Iraq and Afghanistan, we've been in Afghanistan for 20 years now, and they estimate that they've killed about 1 million people in that time. And that all got spurred on from the 9/11, Twin Tower attacks 20 years ago, in which, 3,000 people died. And while that's a tragedy, I don't think it justifies bombing and killing 1 million people, a lot of which were innocent civilians who didn't really deserve to be brought into that conflict. So overall, I think that my country could be doing a lot better. Just because you have a lot of power doesn't mean that it's always a necessity to use it all. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am so slowly. I think it's complicated, very subjective because everyone thinks think different things. But I think personally, I'm agreeing when the government wants keep safe the country, and I know this country have a history with these issues. but nothing justified uh, to lose innocent lives.
Real quick, um, also as an American, and this is kind of selfish, but I really don't like how much our massive military costs, because being a citizen, I have to pay for that, or at least do my fair share. But the current budget is, I think, $740 billion a year for all those jets and ships and bombs and all that stuff. And they basically get more money every year, regardless of who's in charge. And we don't have a good healthcare system or education system here that could be funded with all the money that's spent on bullets. So that's another thing I'm not a big fan of. But anyway.
What do you think about animal testing? Do you remember Ralph the rabbit?
I would like to say about that. I think many of us weren't like really aware of that situation. I mean, we know, but we just didn't care that much. I think the Ralph commercial, like, really impacted people thoughts about that. So personally, I think we do have to be more conscious about what products we use, because in daily we can do something for our planet. I think we really have to, because yeah, I think it's in our hands. I mean, we cannot prevent certainly like all the stuff going on right now, like the climate change and that kind of stuff, or the global warming. I think it's a fact. As a geology, I think a geologist, sorry, I think this like a pretty, like, no, let me organize my idea. Like, it's something that is going to happen, but because it has had happened in a lot of millions years ago, so it's something like a cycle thing. But especially now, there it's happening more fast than it should be. So it's in our hands to do that. And I think like in this special topic, we do have to be more conscious about what we use.
Okay, I remember that the last time when I was with you, I talk about something, but I know if you didn't know the topic of Ralph. I don't know. I mentioned the last time, and this is the opportunity to say what I think about it, because as Manuela says, when I buy some products, I wasn't conscious about what I was buying. But now I think that commercial was so, I don't know, it impacts me a lot, because I share with my sister, with Manuela, and then I share with my husband, with my family, with my friends. And I saw that that video was so viral, so viral. And I think that some products that we use, I didn't know that, for example, Clorox, things that we use to clean the house, or Listerine, that I was like, oh my God, all those things I have in my house. So I start to think about it, and I say that, oh my God, what I am going to do, because I have a lot of things that are testing on animals. But now I think that the next time when I'm going to buy something, I don't know what I'm going to do, what products I am going to search, but I think I am going to prefer all my products, all the things that I use, that be okay, um, cruelty free. Yes, I remember that all products be cruelty free, because I don't know, I think it's so cruel that that video is like, oh my god, how a rabbit in that video thinks that is normal or is part of his life to be used to test, to be tested by some products that are so dangerous for them. I don't know. And the things that I eat, actually, I think that I am going to improve in the way I am consuming, because I don't know, I don't know why, but I don't like now. I don't like cow meat. I don't know. I It's not good to me now. I don't like it now, and I prefer to eat, I don't know, fish or chicken. But I think with the time I am going to not to be vegetarian. I don't know how to say it, but yes, I am going to be more conscious about what I am consuming, because it is so cruel, I think. And I see, quiero decir otra cosa. Sorry. I want to say something, and that's it. When I saw the video, I go to my makeup, because this is what I use actually every day. And I start to watch, to search in my makeup the I don't know, the bunny in this part. I don't know. I have one thing of my makeup here, but I don't know if you see it, the bunny here. And I start to think about, oh my god, I am using Neutrogena, so Neutrogena test on animals, and I feel so bad when I was like using that, because I don't know how these animals suffer. I don't know. It was so cruel, and I think the next time I will go to buy those things, and that's it.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Juan David.
Yeah. Well, I would like to start with good news for those who are living in Colombia, and that is that the Congress approved a law last year in order to control this animal testing. So by 2024, all those brands which use animals to test their products, they have to stop that practice. Otherwise, they are going to be out of this country. They are not going to be able to sell their products in this country. So that is very good news for us. And for all those who feel that in their hearts.
I just want to say on the not experiment, the thing we were doing earlier, everyone's English is fantastic. Keep working at it. I think everyone is doing a great job. You guys speak English much better than I speak Spanish, so keep up the good work.
Okay, guys, thank you. Bye. See
Thank
you
you.
on Thursday.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.